In the wake of the pandemic, there's been a notable upsurge in awareness regarding mental health. It is a crucial element of well-being that should never be taken for granted, prompting a necessary and important dialogue. Today on Medical Matters, we look at the progress we've made in addressing mental health concerns and how far we still have to go. After years of being a taboo subject, mental health is something most of us are now able to address freely. Discussions these days are all about how we're coping, whether it's as individuals, as partners, as parents, or as employees.
People are getting a wind of it and understanding that it's very important for them to understand where they are mentally. They are actually seeking more help. We are having more conversations around mental health. We are also having more information sessions to inform people about mental health and what it is and what it entails.
So now that we're seeing so much focus on mental health and mental illness, what are our relatives, friends, neighbors, or colleagues actually dealing with?
People are going through changing economic landscape, unemployment, growing up children who are different from us and who need different sets of skills for parenting, and who are also parented by the social media space.
There's also lots of concern about the mental health of our children, who are dealing with a mountain of challenges these days. Social and academic pressures seem to be mounting, in addition to all the hormonal changes, not to mention the life-changing events they've experienced over the past 3 years.
If they have enough support in their family structure, it's easier to deal with whatever they come across. But bullying in schools is very, very rife. And after bullying, because of that, self-esteem issues come in as a second leading issues of problems in schools. And you find that a lot of young people actually take their lives. How can young people deal with whatever challenges that they face with regard to your emotional and mental wellness?
With modern day stresses and pressures, it is difficult to figure out whether someone is just having a bad day or going through a really rough patch.
If you know a loved one and you see drastic changes in their behaviors, they lose interest in jobs, start having different patterns of sleep, or they lose interest in things that they like, find out what's going on, Speak to the person and understand why is it what they're doing, and is there a reason that they're doing what they're doing, and is there anything that you can do to help them.
Often when confronting and dealing with mental illness, there are questions like, what caused this? And where did this come from?
If you are exposed to a traumatic incident, or you're exposed to a very stressful incident for quite a long time, either experience anxiety or panic attacks, or you go into clinical depression, or sometimes it's genetic. You find if maybe your father or your grandfather actually somewhere suffered depression, you may also suffer depression. So we must also be aware of the lineage of the mental disorders within the family.
When a mental health issue is diagnosed, it's not just a matter of the correct treatment being administered. It's also important that the patient has the right support to help them through it all.
There are mental illnesses that are easy to treat, and there are mental illnesses that require intensive treatment. You only need to get tools and skills of how to deal with the environment that you are going through at that point.
Many people diagnosed with a mental illness go on to live normal lives, provided they adhere to their treatment. But if the signs are ignored or the treatment is neglected, it can be devastating for them and for those around them.
The dangers of not getting help is that it may get worse. If you get treatment early and you identify the issues that you are going through earlier, you can then get easy and quick treatment through therapy, or you can be referred for medication. So yes, it is important that whenever you feel that something is going south with yourself, seek help.
Mental illness is more common than we think. It is certainly nothing to be ashamed of. Recognizing the signs when someone is battling and getting help early enough can certainly help you. Yes, we all have bad days, down days, and days when we just feel like we can't go on. Sometimes that is normal. But if those days turn into weeks, months, or years, it might be time for you to get help.